Hey everybody, Adam Savage, and I am under the big top today at Cirque du Soleil for their show ECHO, finishing its run here in San Francisco. I'm with Ali. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. I saw this show a few nights ago. Tell me what this giant house we're standing in front of is.
So this is the Cube, which is like the world of ECHO. Like the one thing you're gonna see, the world of ECHO revolves around the Cube.
And this is a huge mechanical set piece.
Yes.
I have to say, I loved watching the show because in the beginning, all you see of this is just a square. It's all the way backstage, upstage, and you just see a square and you guys start projecting on it. And I was like, they're just projecting on a square screen. We're going to see some more adventure here. And then it goes through multiple transformations. So how, I know you guys have so many different shows all over the world, each of them with their own proclivities, but how does a piece like this get developed? How long does that take?
Yeah, I mean, the creation process of a show takes anywhere from a year and a half to sometimes even longer. Yeah. This show went through a very interesting process where it was created, set to premiere in April 2020.
Oh,
obviously
okay.
Did not. So it, like some of the specific mechanical things for this one, it used to have fire in it. So you'll see these little metal squares. It doesn't have.
This is for pyro?
It's for pyro. We don't have pyro anymore. It also used to have like a parallel bar act that we no longer have. So it's, they set up some bars and guys swing from bar to bar and jump around. That used to be the end act and it's not anymore.
But that changed to the slack lining.
It did. And so now it has different utility now.
Okay, can you walk me through some of its major features?
Yes, I can. So the main thing you're gonna see in the Cube would be the slack wire. So we've got these points all the way up there where we hook up two slack wires, the artists slack wire off of.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but also these walls get built and unbuilt during the show.
Yeah.
And you go through differing levels of a complete cube to an empty cube and just this like frame of it. In that process, we have these soft blocks and hard blocks is what we call them.
Yeah.
Some of the soft ones are polyurethane foam and the hard blocks are carbon fiber that extract from the cube. So you get differing levels of built and unbuilt, and you get to watch the cube be deconstructed in the middle of an acrobatic act.
Well, it feels, watching it from the audience, like it's a piece of magic paraphernalia because stuff comes out that's lighter than you think or heavier or bigger than seems possible. And then it'll turn around and everything you thought was wrong.
Yes. Yeah. And then you turn around and you go, oh, everything just like it just like collapses and it's not at all what you thought it was. You thought it was rigid because they were just dancing on it and now it's not there.
Okay, so this is a very big device and it still has to transport itself around the country in trucks. And you guys have like over 75 trucks?
We do. The Cube itself is about 4 trucks.
Oh, that was my question.
Yes.
One of the coolest things about touring is that any venue only ever wants to know how many trucks you are bringing. It turns out to be the only metric that matters. And I love shorthands like that.
Yeah.
I was a 2-truck show.
Yeah. Well,
so this entire thing is 4 trucks on its own.
On its own.
Then it's probably been built and constructed to precisely fit into the truck.
Exactly. So like all of the containers is what we call them, the sides of the cubes.
Yeah.
They all come apart and they are one full truck. The base of the cube, one full truck.
Wow.
The top of the cube, one full truck.
Well, now,
and then
go ahead.
And then all the otother like bits and pieces, the facings, all of that, the floor.
And the base, I'm assuming, has large movers in it.
It does.
Because this thing moves out on stage, it revolves, it changes.
Yeah.
So is it sitting on a kind of like a tractor platform that skid steers?
It is. So when we're building it, the first thing we build is what we call the rail. It's just these basically pieces of stage that have a traverse for the automation parts to move through.
Gotcha.
So there's a huge hub. So this center part of this cube is 12,000 pounds with all of the electronics and everything. We set that one and it sets the like positioning in the big top for everything else. So
so its range of movement dictates where everything else gets
exactly.
placed. Wow. Oh my God, there's so many questions because I can imagine like there's you finish the basic framework, but then there's a whole development process of figuring out what cool stuff you could do, what artisans you have that might want to experiment.
Yeah.
Is that sort of like, I would imagine that you pull some of the talent pool?
It is. The show structure itself is decently set now at this point because we've been touring for about 2 years. But in the creation process, they definitely have, there's some periods of experimentation of like, do we want to try this thing? Do we try an act with the walls half built? Do we, what level, like what can we do and what is sustainable for not only the equipment, but the performers and the technicians and all of that. I think it's interesting though, because before we even get any of that built, they have to set those parameters for what it needs to do. So it's an interesting process to say, we're still going to go through this like creative process of what it does, but before we even build it, we need to know the technical parameters of what it has to do.
Wow, my God. So I would imagine each of these giant set pieces becomes like your home for a couple of years. Each crew that works with them gets very affectionate because it's got to, I'm sure it gets repaired in situ. I'm sure there's all sorts of little things that it might do wrong that you've got to fix on the road.
Yes,
am I right?
You are right. And I would say specifically because creatively, this is a very light gray, which means it picks up dirt very easily, which means I would say the biggest thing for my department, like carpentry and props, is we clean the cube so regularly. And that doesn't mean you still don't have dirt that just gathers. Like we cleaned this 3 weeks ago. That's just the like, you know, no matter how much time you spend cleaning things, it's still going to get dirty.
So this comes out of 4 trucks. How long does it take to assemble it until it's operational?
Until it's operational, it's about 3 days.
3 days, okay.
We have like the base completely built in 1 day, and then we do the top and we attach them. Then we go and we put in the mini grid with all the lights in it. And after that, automation is still setting up all the power and everything. And then we're able to.
There's a way in which this is almost like an entirely second stage for you.
Absolutely.
With its own grid, its own electrics. It's tethered into the central electrics of the house as well?
Yeah, I believe so.
I was imagining it was cordless and somebody had to charge it every night with a giant plug.
That would be really comically, like very circus, just a giant plug into the cube.
Do you have a piece of this cube that you either A, love beyond measure or can never wait to see its backside when it leaves you? Like love or hate relationship with parts of the cube?
I think my favorite is there's like the baby cube, which is the like last piece they put in the cube at the final moment of like it is fully built. And it's just cute because it's so small. And I'm like, everything about this is so big. So to have just like a mini tiny cube is, I think, my favorite part.
I love that.
And the tiny cube, it goes inside of another cube, which we call the mother box. And so it is housed inside of this mother box, which I think I consider the cube like a parental figure.
I love that.
There's so much to learn from it.
Right. It's the egg, it's the ovum, right?
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about play because this is a giant thing. You have experienced performers playing in there. And like, I know about moving big things on stage. Every time you move something, everyone has to know. Everyone shuts down. Okay, we're moving. The big thing is moving. But on stage, when the audience is here, no one's communicating like that. So there has to be a long rehearsal process about getting both the actors and the performers comfortable, but also performer and crew comfortable. Yes?
Absolutely. So carpentry, we don't do a whole lot of the movement of the cube during the show. We do operate chain hoists inside of it to build the walls. Oh, wow. Anytime that it is moving outside of the show operations, we scream, it's cube moving, let everybody know it's moving. But in the process of like playing and like seeing what we can do, I can't answer that, but I think automation is probably a better because they do a lot more of the actual movement of the cube in the show.
That's Riley. That's Riley?
That's Riley.
Okay, cool. I'm going to talk to Riley. Ali, thank you so much.
No worries,
this is
thank you.
Oh, yeah, right. I'm going to talk to them about the automation and the production match.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Look at that.
And so during the show, we have someone using this compass back here who's running this to unbuild and build the walls. This is how it's built. Yep.
Wow. And they're slow, so your timing matters, I would imagine.
Yeah. So the max we run them at is about 3.5 inches a second. And then we have rules in there, kind of like interlock rules. So once it hits a certain height and that weight is going through that hole, it slows down to only 10%. So you're going less than half an inch a second.
Amazing.
Just for safety.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I mean, and I noticed you stop them above head height.
Yep, so this is its normal in position. So they
Okay.
put the wall here and then they'll call them in to clip it up.
And so they'll clip it and then they'll raise that wall up?
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah, which I believe we'll be able to see later today too when we build and unbuild. So
Oh, excellent.
it's
Oh my
really
God.
cool. Yeah.
One of my favorite things about this show is how much is like the most modern stuff I can think of, projection mapping and sensor technology.
Yeah.
And like so much of the show, I think even more than half is like 1,000-year-old theater tricks and devices and narratives. The clowns do so much marvelous anchoring of the narrative. It's great. It's like the whole history of theater in one show.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Dude. Hey, I got a little ahead of myself, but this is Riley. Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And you are in charge of what happens to this cube during the show. You're part of that team.
Yep, part of the automation team here on Echo.
Okay, we were checking out this is the center hub of the whole cube. It spins right here.
Spins from here.
Walk me through these major parts here.
Yes, so in our hub here, we have 2 motors that are attached to 2 large gearboxes that spin along an outside ring here inside our hub. So that's what physically spins this cube through the show. It's really cool because the bottom part of the hub doesn't move. It's just the top part of the cube that spins around it.
Oh, so if we were moving, we wouldn't see any of this move.
All of this stays put.
Oh my gosh.
So it moves around itself.
And these are the gearboxes.
Nope, this is what's holding our hydraulic brakes.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So in addition to our 2 motors, the braking system is hydraulic. So we have 2 here, and then there's 1 underneath inside the rail for the traverse as well.
Wow. Lots of safety built in.
Yes.
And I noticed that you guys have painted every bolt torque position.
Yep.
So this gets checked every single day, I'm sure.
Yep, we do checks at the top of every morning for all of our pieces, and then we do larger in-depth inspections once a week.
Okay.
Where we go fully into everything. Yes.
Oh, so someone gets a flashlight and goes under and.
Yep.
This thing, you were telling me about this.
Yes, this is our slip ring.
This is the commutator that brings power to the cube from.
Yep, so it brings all of the power and data through from under the stage up so we can build and unbuild the walls, as well as electrics can light the inside of the cube here.
Is that an off-the-shelf item, or did you guys custom build that?
I know some of them are off the shelves. Ours specifically, I'm not 100% sure.
Amazing. I mean, so this is moving like hundreds of amps of power.
100 amps exactly.
100 amps exactly.
Yes, yes.
Wow. All of that coming into here.
Yes.
And that's not even part of its drive system, is it?
Nope. That's just for us to be able to build and unbuild all the walls. And so our electrics visuals team can light their mini grid.
Wow.
Yep.
So I would assume that this kind of work, the mechanical construction of this happens long before or commensurate with working on the aesthetics of what's going to happen inside the set piece. Is that right?
Yes. Years before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we didn't cover this before, but this thing also gets projected upon by dynamic projection mapping. So you have projectors that understand where the cube exists in 3D space.
Yes.
That's its whole own technology, isn't it?
Yes. So our visuals team can talk a lot more about that than I can, but part of the power that we supply goes up to buds inside the columns. That is what's tracking through cameras, as well as from automation for some of their information, we send them cube positioning as well. So they can see what we're seeing about our cube's position in real time too.
So it's not just one system, it's multiple systems comparing and contrasting and making sure that it's right.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to talk safety here because like when we arrived, you guys were putting the cube in position, and like any theater, when a big thing is moving, everyone knows, and you're telling, hey, cube's moving.
Yes.
But that can't happen whenever, sorry, I didn't.
No, you're fine.
But that can't happen when the show is going on.
Yep.
So that strikes me as like there's a deep level of institutional trust built between the performers and the crew.
Yes. For show-specific situations, all of it is called by stage management. Right. So a lot of what they're cueing off of is music. So as a lot of our performers have been here since the beginning, so they've been here for almost 3 years. And so it's kind of, you get used to it. And when it's out of the ordinary, that's when there's a lot more communication.
And everyone knows that it's out of the ordinary because it's a very...
Yes. We do get clears throughout the show from people backstage, whether it's carpentry, making sure there's no one climbing in the cube and that people are secure here,
Oh, right.
as well as before it moves upstage, if there's performers, we get clears from other stage management too. I think one of the coolest parts during the show is our first act, Symbiosis, where everyone's on the walls. Stage management, the performers on the wall have in-ears. So stage management actually can talk to them and cue
Amazing.
them. So that way too, if there's something wrong with the cube, or have a fault, someone's not ready, it needs to kind of go off its norm, they're able to communicate with those performers and let them know, which is really cool.
I love that. I had so many safety questions watching the show.
Yes.
Because when you say we have multiple clears,
Yes.
that is literally like a moment when if the clear doesn't happen, the next thing can't happen.
Correct.
Right? Like they're literally like, yes, everything's set for the next dangerous thing.
Yes.
That's amazing. I love
Yeah.
that you guys can be dynamic about
Yes. And we do have contingencies. There have been times in the show where something has come under the cube, and just for the safety of the cube and that object, we cannot move it.
that. Right.
So there are parts in the show where we have workarounds. So if we can't move the cube to get a set piece out of the way, we can continue on and kind of adjust what's happening on stage to keep the show going.
I would also imagine that there are some set pieces over the history of the Cirque where a clear comes from a very strange place, like someone sticks a hand out from underneath a thing and says, "We're good."
Yeah.
I would imagine that you're very creative about getting those signals.
It's usually show dependent and what's happening on stage that informs a lot of those decisions, especially artistically throughout the show.
For your team, what is the hardest thing that the cube has to do every night?
I think, again, the biggest moments for it is our first act, because not only is the cube moving downstage and spinning, but we also have 3 winches moving simultaneously with it.
Oh my
So
God.
all of that working together, as well as when we have our end of Act 1 puppet, again, the cube and multiple winches are all working together, and you have to make sure that all of them are cooperating in order to make what's supposed to happen on stage happen.
I was picturing that each time I couldn't see what was inside the cube, there was very plausibly a crew member in there letting the outside crew know what was going on.
So, and Ali can speak more to this too. Outside of the first act, I believe there's a carpenter in the cube for the rest of the show.
Oh, amazing.
At least one.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
incredible. So
Giving clears, making sure that it's being unbuilt, rebuilt.
see, I love this because people come to a show like this and they think the whole show is the performers. And they don't realize that the performers are performing with a whole crew that are also performers.
Yes, yeah. It's really cool, especially for rebuild backstage. A lot of the artists help with that because there's so much else happening on
Right,
stage that
I was
there's not
wondering
as-
about that, like all hands on deck.
Yep. So there's not as many technicians that can help. And it's, again, so many of them have been doing it for so long. It's this really kind of cool organized chaos dance that's happening backstage and inside the cube to get it built in the certain amount of time that it's supposed to happen. So that way you can progress with the rest of the show the way you're supposed to and present that final image that we all see.
That image is so great because
Yes.
it's so unexpected and it doesn't seem like there's enough time in the world to put in here what gets put in here.
Yeah.
I've always said, because I'm an old theater geek, the best view is always backstage.
Oh,
and
it's
I
really
would
cool.
love to be a fly on the wall in here during everyone doing
it's
their
wild.
install.
Yes. We're able to watch parts of it, and carpentry controls it backstage during the show because we're also flying performers from front of house, so we can't have as much control, but we're still keeping an eye on the system, and if something happens, we're kind of the main go-to to help them move forward with it. So we have a camera in here, as well as we're monitoring all of the nav hoists that are above us to make sure if something's happening, we can help them respond and make sure, again, we can keep on that timing for the show.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Can we move this at all? Can
Of
we
course.
see this? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll have Jean, who's one of our other automation friends, if you want to move the cube downstage safe diamond. We'll make sure Alfie will give us a clear here. We're good.
Ooh.
Yep. So we're going to traverse down because right now we're not in a safe place to spin. We have a lot of interlock rules for
Gotcha,
our
gotcha.
cube as well.
Copy.
So we don't take out a back wall or anything. So,
Wow.
so yeah.
And is it running on tracks or rubber tires?
So it's a gear that goes on a timing belt under the stage.
Oh, wow.
So
So,
it's
the timing
tensioned-
belt is effective. Oh, I
Yep,
see.
So it's tension to about, both of them are about 1,800 pounds of tension that it's riding on.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was thinking of it like it's a vehicle, but this is more like it's an extension of the stage's operation.
It has some wheels on the internal rail that kind of just help guide it in rest because
right.
it's a lot of weight on just steel, but it drives up and down on belts.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All
right, ready for a spin?
Oh
right.
yeah.
So yeah, you'll be able to
spin.
It'll look interesting because it'll feel like we're not moving and the bottom's moving, but actually
that's
the bottom's
awesome.
not moving and we're moving. So good.
Oh, that's really funny.
So yeah, you can
Yeah,
see all the gears here moving along that
Look at that.
ring.
Oh my god.
And then that's our optical encoder there that's looking at QR codes to tell us our positioning too.
Really?
Yep. So it's going to come kind of right in this corner, that bright green object here.
Yep.
Yes. So we're going to do full spin.
Oh, dude.
They get a good look at the big top as we turn around.
Oh.
So it's kind of like that final image where everyone gets to see the audience.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It is so quiet.
Yes.
That is, I mean,
It's pretty impressive how quiet, even our winches themselves too are, you can't hear them.
Yeah,
really
the first
cool.
chain hoists I used were noisy
Yeah.
bastards.
Even we'll move the chain hoist here as well for you. And I mean, I think the brakes are the loudest part of those.
Right,
honestly.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that encoder again, tracking the QR code,
Yep,
which is
yep.
just giving it its information. So it reads in 360 degrees.
Oh my
Or
gosh.
comes to a stop, and then you can hear the hydraulic brakes close. Maybe? Yep. Super quiet.
Super quiet.
Yeah.
I love that you've got QR fiducials here showing
Yes.
positioning.
Yeah. So the motors have their encoders as well. And then we have opticals for both rotate and traverse. And we make sure that comparatively, they line up every morning and throughout the show. Because if they don't, that will cause us some issues.
Yeah, I can imagine. That is really cool. And I love that. It makes total sense because each of these only being about half an inch, 3/4 of an inch apart, that's plenty of resolution to get you within an arc minute of its position.
Oh, yeah. Our tolerance is set within a degree between the motor encoder and our optical encoder.
That's fabulous.
Yes.
For a thing this big, that's
Yes.
really cool.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite moment in each show that you like really enjoy watching come to fruition?
I think my favorite's the first act that took my breath away when I saw the show when I joined.
That's the one thing we can't
it's
talk about on
beautiful.
camera is the end of the first act. It's amazing.
But even the beginning of the first act, when you have 6 performers on a wall, just kind of all moving together in this beautiful aerial ballet. And again, you have the cube. And then
It's turning, right?
Yep.
And it's projecting.
Yes. And then the one, even though I was watching for it, because part of my job when I joined, it shocked me how at the beginning of the second act, you have this empty cube. And then you have an aerial act. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, there's walls. And I think it's fascinating that there's so much happening. It's kind of like, how do you get an elephant off stage?
Yes.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden there's walls back in a cube, I find it fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riley, thank you so much. It's
You're
been
welcome. It
such
was a pleasure.
really-
That was awesome.
I want to climb up on everything, but
Yes.
you really gave me a marvelous e-ticket
Yeah.
of this beautiful thing. Thank you.
You're welcome.